Hello, fellow homeschoolers and guitar friends. Welcome to a new episode of Homeschooling Homework. I hope you're all doing great and having a nice weekend. Well, it's pretty early in the morning here, and I just stood up and felt the motivation to play guitar and make this little video for you. And today's homework is taken from Uncle Larry's homeschooling bonus jam with the title Wet Bulb Blues. And as always, wonderful little song by Tom. And there's really much we can learn from this piece because I think there are two techniques that we have to practice and to learn in order to being able to play this song. And so before I show you how this one's played, I want to show you these two techniques and exercises to learn and practice these. So the first one is a classic alternating bass between, in this case, the low E and the D string. And the second technique is a variation of an alternating bass, I would say, but it's more strumming orientated and has this bluegrass vibe, I would say. So I want to show you what I mean. I'll make this a little bit like this so you can see it better. Okay, so the first technique is this alternating bass, and to implement this with the focus on learning Tom's piece, I would recommend practicing the following. We're playing just the G here. I do it with my ring finger, low E string, 3rd fret. And then we're just practicing this. So we're alternating between the low E string and the D string. Okay, and as you can hear, I'm not really muting the strings, but I dampen them a little bit with the side of my hand here, but not too much, just a little bit, so we don't want this sound. Okay, and the second chord we use here is an E minor. But it's the same picking pattern, yeah? So I would recommend starting like this. I'm playing it not slow enough, probably, so please start really slow and get this one in your right hand. Okay, and after a while you will see it happens naturally and quite automatically. And our goal here is that this movement with the right hand becomes quite independent from the rest of our fingers, so we can play little embellishments. And so if you mastered this, I would say the next step would be like playing this. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing this alternating bass, but I'm adding the D and the B string. with the G chord here, it's quite comfortable because we can use the open strings and don't have to focus on any notes here. So I'm playing the bass note, the low E string, then with my middle finger I'm playing the G string, now the D string, again with the pick, and with my ring finger the B string. Okay. And another little advice from my experience, for me it's much easier if I use my foot here and stomp. So I'm getting into this groove with my whole body. Helps me a lot to get into that groove and develop a feeling for that groove. But it's just an advice, but maybe you want to try it. And then we alternate to the E minor chord, the same picking pattern, yeah? Okay, and if you have the feeling, you can play it without thinking too much. You can add, for example, here the B string 3rd fret, release it, going to an E minor and adding the B string 3rd fret as well. And release it. And so on. And I think it sounds quite nice, and it's such a crucial technique if you want to play acoustic guitar and become more advanced, I would say. So I will recommend learning this. And now the second technique I was talking about is like this. As you can hear, you have an alternating bass as well, but it's got much more of that strumming and bluegrass character, I would say. So I would recommend starting like this. I'm using a C chord here because we will use this one in Tom's song later on. So this one's X32030. And now the following picking pattern. It's downstroke on the A string, upstroke on the G string, downstroke on the D string, and upstroke on the B string. Okay. And to make this more like a strumming pattern and not emphasizing the picking, I recommend if you the second downstroke when you're playing the D string, play it like you're strumming a downstroke. So you hit the G string probably B string as well. Hear the difference? If I play it really clear and pick it, or like this. Yeah, you hear the difference? And we need both the strumming and the more picking pattern for this piece. Because in the third part of the song, we play exactly this picking pattern. Yeah? Okay, but we take a look at this later. So, just a short summary. These two exercises: the alternate bass and the more strumming pattern. Okay, and if you have the feeling you're ready to learn the song, then start with it. And I'm gonna show you now how this one's played. Okay, so we're starting with G, and I have my, as in the exercise, I have my ring finger here on the 3rd fret E string, and we're starting with playing the low E string, the G string, the open G string, and the open B string together, and making a hammer on. I do it with my pinky here on the B string 3rd fret. And from this beginning, we're starting into this alternate bass picking. Yeah. And as you can hear, we're hitting the B string for a second time. So right after we played the open D string. So you can practice this. Okay, so that's the beginning, and then after the second time we played the open D string bass, we're sliding on the B string to the 5th fret and simultaneously playing the open A string. Yeah. Next one is playing the A string 2nd fret and the B string 3rd fret together. Now we're going to the E minor chord, and we're playing low E string, open G and B string together, and going into this alternating bass. And if you can play this, you can make this little embellishment here on the E minor part that we practiced before. Like this, or yeah, okay. Then next part is a D, and I do it like this. I have my index finger on the 2nd fret G string, my middle finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and I'm adding my ring finger here in advance on the G string 4th fret, and then we're playing the open D string and the G and the B string together. And release the ring finger here on the G string 4th fret. Yeah. Yeah, so we have this. Then I'm making a short downstroke and an upstroke on the B string, because we wanna emphasize this B string here. Okay, next is so we stay in this position. Now downstroke. When we make an upstroke, we're adding the ring finger again on the 4th fret of the G string. Then next upstroke, we release our ring finger again. And the last upstroke again, we release our index finger also, so it's the open G string then. The whole thing together. Yeah. And now we're going into this C chord that I already showed you with this strumming pattern. Okay, and then the whole cycle starts again. Okay, so this was the first part of the song. The second part is like this. So, what's this? I'm having my index finger here on the 2nd fret of the D string and my ring finger on the 4th fret of the G string. Then we play the bass note, the open A string. Yeah, so the A string. Then we play the D string. I played both with downstrokes and now an upstroke on the G string but we're going to the 5th fret here with our pinky. And I'll make it with 2 upstrokes. So the first one, G string 5th fret, and now release my pinky, so we're on G string 4th fret. Sorry. After this, we're playing A string, D string, then open E string and D string again. Okay. So for this part, I use my thumb here on the 3rd fret of the low E string, and I'm playing low E string and the open D string together. And now we have this little hammer on here on the G string from the 2nd to the 4th fret. And I'm doing this with an upstroke. And the same again, but we're changing the bass, going with our thumb to the 2nd fret. Yeah? Okay? And then we're ending on an A. I'm doing it like this, open A string and then D and G string 2nd fret, and we have the open B string, yeah? So the pattern is one strumming the chord, then B string, G string, B string again, G string, but release your finger here, so we have the open G string, and at last the D string. Okay, so that's the second part. Okay, and now comes the third part of the song. And as I said before, it's exactly the finger picking pattern that we needed for this part. So again, we're just playing A string, G string, D string, B string. So the chord for this is X, 8, 6, 0, 9. So I have my ring finger here on the 8th fret of the A string, my index finger on the 6th fret of the D string, and my pinky on the 9th fret of the B string. And the only thing we have to take care of, we're playing, we're starting this pattern by playing the A string and the B string together. So I'm using my ring finger of the right hand to play together. A string, B string, yeah? And then going into this picking pattern. Yeah? And then we just switch to one fret lower. Okay, so the next chord, same pattern again, is X5407. Then the whole chord 2 frets lower, so we're here on the C. And then switching only on the B string from the 5th to the 3rd fret, so from our pinky to ring finger. Okay, and at the end of the song, Tom's adding to the C chord the D string 4th fret with the pinky, so it doesn't sound like this, it sounds like this. So. And that's pretty much it. I forgot one thing. This ending part of the, before it goes to the third part of the song, to this part, we were ending like this. And Tom's making a variation using an F chord here. It's exactly the same pattern to play with your right hand, but we're not having an A chord. We're having this F chord here, which is 1 3 3 2 0 0. As you can see, I'm doing it with my thumb here, the bass note on the 1st fret, and then ring finger, pinky, 3rd fret of A and D string, and middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. Okay, and I think we went through all the parts. We learned 2 techniques or exercises to develop these techniques and implement them into our own playing. And yeah, I really hope this was useful for you and hopefully opens up a whole new world, I would say, because when I learned playing alternate bass, I learned it with doing it with my thumb. So. And so on. And for me, it opened up a whole new world. Doing this steady alternating bass and being able to sound like it would be a whole band or at least 2 guitars. So I wish you this aha moment. And yeah, if you liked my video, please write me a comment or give me a like. And if you think that I earned your subscription, that would make me happy. So I wish you all the best and hope to see you soon here on Homeschooling Homework. Have a nice weekend. Bye.